Hey all, Hawkeye here. Starting up my new video from the Sierras, and not sure how far I'll go, but here we are at the foothills of the Sierra, and Smiles and I are heading north. As you can see, landscape has changed quite a bit. We are not carrying as much water. Water is plentiful, but we're starting to see the snow peaks, which is pretty exciting at this point. Even the PCT signs have changed a little bit. This is the only area I've seen this type of sign though, but it's kind of different. We camped in this one area by this river, and really nice, except for there was a pesky squirrel. As you can see, I got my bear canister there. After Kennedy Meadows, you are required to carry a bear canister, which is no big deal really. It actually makes kind of a nice little stool. Here's Smiles setting up his spot. Tent. It's kind of cool. This spot was kind of on a hillside with the little river down below, and kind of had little areas flattened out. As you can see, just right of Smiles, there's a fire pit. Wasn't there long enough to have a fire, but during the evening we heard some hikers coming through and heard them jumping in the river off the bridge. So a little too chilly for us. This would be probably our first snow sighting in the Sierra, but the vegetation is much different here too. Hey all, Hawkeye here. Hey, we're about mile 721. Elevation about 9,100 feet, and I can really feel it, but this is kind of the first part of the Sierras that's not like high desert. It's really beautiful. I don't know if you can see. It's more like a mountain, less like a high desert. But seen first patches of snow. We heard that probably be walking in at about 10,000 feet. So got micro spikes and crampons ready to go. Ice axes attached to the bag. I don't know. You can see all that stuff over there. There's my bear canister, crampons in the back. Hawkeye. And then my ice axe is on the other side. Hold on a second. Strapped on there. So I'm ready. The pack's heavy. Just after resupply. I don't have to carry much water though, because we've been running into a lot of water. So I got probably less than a liter that we've been crossing
creeks and stuff all morning. So we're probably gonna reach, we're climbing, we've been climbing all day. We left at 5 in the morning. Got up at 4 and got ready to go. But we're gonna reach 10,500 today and then hike back down, probably camp and then another climb tomorrow. So it's kind of our routine so far is what we're thinking. We're early into it, so we don't know for sure, but looks like we'll be climbing in the mornings. That way the snow won't be soft. Climb when it's nice and crunchy. But that's our plan. And hiking with Smile still. I don't have a picture. Well, I do have a picture of him in front of the big pancake, but that's the only one I got. But anyway, he's a good guy. Anyway, a couple old farts climbing and doing crazy stuff. So, hey, Hawkeye out.
Where the trail kind of starts disappearing here and there. Sometimes you can see tracks and sometimes they've already blown over, but this is when you use your GPS quite a bit. starting to see a lot of these small ponds. I call them big snow puddles. All the snow melt off the sides of the mountains all end up down in one little spot. Most of them are dead ponds, just there seasonally. But usually the water's good, so it's a good source. Lots of up and down the snow, and then you're always looking ahead to see if you can see the trail. That's usually how we navigate most of it, unless we run into all snow, then we pretty much have to try and figure it out on your own. It's kind of funny looking back on all these pictures, especially where my tent is. I actually remember every single spot and what was around me, and it's kind of funny how just having your tent there and jogs your memory. This occurred quite a bit on the trail in the area we were at, because we were hitting it about the time of the big melt. So yep, that's the trail. Looks like a little raging river, but seen this quite a bit. You can see the little divots in the snow. Those are called sun pots. Sometimes they're okay. If you hit them while they're still crusty, you're pretty much fine. But if you start post holing in these, they pretty much become a pain. But it's pretty cool how, if you're on a hill and with sun pots, they come in handy because they're like little steps. We always stop to admire the view, and there's plenty.
Yeah.
That was early in the river crossing saga. It was pretty tame, but the water is like 30, 34, 35 degrees, so definitely didn't want to get your shoes wet and have to walk in them the rest of the day. But yeah, it was a pretty easy one.
with snow, so we're just the steps we're following pretty much leading straight down. These two aren't used to the snow, which is fine. Just need to take your time. We're coming across. Nice warm water. And smiles. Hey.
We met up with Coaster at the base of Mount Whitney. He had tried to climb Whitney the night before and didn't quite make it. So when we were there was a thunderstorm going on, so we was unable to climb it. It wouldn't have been safe. So we decided to keep moving on, and Coaster wanted somebody to hike with, so we were happy to have him with us. He's a nice guy. He's from Washington, I believe, Seattle, Washington. But anyway, we were on our way to Forester Pass, which is the highest pass on the PCT. So we're getting close to Forester Pass, and we've got this river crossing. So we end up walking along the river to find a good place to cross. We eventually did, but our next plan was to find a place to camp. Well, camp spots were pretty few and far between here and Forester Pass. We wanted to camp and get up early, real early in the morning, and while the snow was still crusty, we didn't want to attempt Forester Pass and post hole all the way to get there. So we found a spot, crossed the river, found a spot, and got up early and headed towards Forester Pass. This is Forester Pass, the very top. I think you can see somebody maybe standing at the very top of there, but you cross, you can kind of see where the path is. You make your way up to the rock, and then you cross over and then climb up and over the pass. It's quite the it's quite a workout, but it's an amazing experience. As you can see, we were not the only ones there that got up early to go, which was kind of cool. It was kind of nice to have people around you, just in case something happened. I'm gonna strap mine around me, have it ready. Group of 4 and 1.
Is that?
Yeah. Group of 4 and 1 down there coming up.
I always like looking back and being like, well, we survived that.
I can't believe somebody can say that down there.
Is that Guitar Lake? No, that's for no. Guitar Lake is
Yeah.
Whitney. But there's like a
Whitney.
little pond up there or something.
Couple ponds down there. In the videos before this, you could see the switchbacks we had to climb up. There was one, the video before was from the bottom looking up, and the other one was from the top looking down. But can't really tell how steep it is until you're on it. But the switchbacks took a while. Luckily, the snow was hard and there was footprints in it. I can't imagine being the first one to do it with snow. But then we got up through the rocks, and once you get to this point, you have to walk across with your ice axe and hope you don't slide down in the snow. It's about a mile down. Pass up there. Down there.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah!
Told you, that's great. All right, your water bottle's up.
Coming.
Go, go!
Well, that one's
They're using their ice axes for splitting.
You know, it didn't really help much.
his looks more
That's because he did his own. Nice. Your water bottle's up about 20 feet or something. I can't see it from here, but it was there.
Might be able to knock it when it comes down. If you're going down,
looks like number 2.
I don't see it anymore either.
I see it. It's just right up above her.
make it out of this shit.
Oh, you used your ice axes? That's cheating.
Is it? Oh my god, the guy's coming straight at me.
You won't get this far. Woo! Oh, he lost his bottle.
Lost the bottle.
He lost his
Yeah,
Oh man, it's way up there too.
Yeah, your bottle's gone.
both of you lost 3 bottles.
You
Wow.
lost 3 bottles. Here's your bottle
4.
here.
Oh, thank you.
You got
4
one
of them.
About one's coming down.
The
The other one's
avalanche.
2/3 of the way.
There
up.
it is.
Hey, it's gonna make it. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt.
You got one halfway up the hill.
Yeah, you lost one.
Someone look at it.
So Smiles, Coaster, and I had already decided that once we got down this valley and went into Independence, we were going to take the bus and go to the next town, and Coaster's sister was going to pick us up and take us ahead and try and miss out on some of these deep river crossings. So we did that, and she ended up picking us up. She's a park ranger in Utah, I believe, and she was nice enough to take a few days and come pick us up and let Smiles and I tag along with Coaster and his sister. So we ended up jumping up about 300 miles to Tahoe, and once we got there, we spent the night in Tahoe, and then Smiles and I got on the trail. Coaster was going to spend some time with his sister, and then hit the trail behind us. But turns out he got on the trail and seen that it was still snowy and jumped off trail again. So anyway, it was Smiles and I. We're heading towards Truckee. This is a picture before Forrester that stopped at this stream and camped there for the night, and Smiles had some fishing line and some little lures, and Coaster's trying to catch us some trout for supper, but he said he might have had a couple hits, but he didn't catch anything, but it's pretty fun to try. This is where the trail starts. This is Echo Lake at South Tahoe. This is where we picked the trail back up, and we thought we were clear of the snow, but that was not the case. post holing incident doesn't look too bad. It bled for a little bit, but a little bump on my shin. But that's how quick things can happen out here. Could have snapped my leg pretty easy in amongst these rocks. You have to be careful around rocks and snow. That's where you usually end up post holing near a rock, because the rock absorbs the heat and melts the snow away, but makes the snow soft around the rocks. So you either want to walk on the rocks or stay away from the snow near the rocks. You learn that lesson real quick. I hadn't seen a bear yet, but I sure seen the tracks.
Hey, all, Hawkeye here. Just want to give you an example of what I'm intending with here. There's a little piece of the trail right there. Big drift of snow. And where's the trail go? Probably in the snow somewhere. But the problem is I don't know where. So the app that I use has a GPS. Shows you where the trail is. Gets you pretty close anyway. Gives you a pretty good idea of where it's at, but a little rough when you can't see the trail and you have all this snow. Hawkeye out.
It was about this part of the hike that since we left Tahoe, Smiles was having some stomach issues, and he was stopping a lot, and which is fine, but there was a point to where I had to make a decision, either stay with Smiles or keep going. I didn't think there was any more real danger as far as hiking alone, but I decided to hike on, and Smiles ended up having some family pick him up at Truckee and take care of his stomach issues, so I went ahead and I was on my own.
Hey, all, Hawkeye here. It's Wednesday, June 26th. I am 4 days into skipping to 36 miles from Echo Lake into the hike. Started out Sunday, and got a late start, so we only got about 8.3 miles or something like that. Ran into snow about 5 miles in, so that slowed us way down. And then Monday, Smiles been having some stomach issues, so he's been feeling pretty weak and stopping quite a bit. So we ended up stopping probably about 2:30 somewhere in there. So we had another short day. So that gave us, we were about 16.5 miles from Echo Lake Monday. But yesterday he was feeling better. Still had to stop quite a bit. So about 10 o'clock or so, I just said I was going to go on and hopefully meet up with him down the road, down the trail. So I ended up getting 15 miles in yesterday. Got up early, and my thing is I like to hike at least 10 hours a day. No matter if there's snow or whatever, it doesn't matter. The miles, I like to put in. Anyway, got up, practiced following tracks, people's tracks, and everything. Not very many people ahead of me, but it's been challenging using my app, my GPS, to find the trail here and there. Anyway, I took this side trail, and I just went through, I think it's Barker Pass. And the side trail here is pretty amazing. You can see, hopefully you can see, there's a view of Lake Tahoe. You can tell because it's huge. Like it still might have a little ice on it here and there. But here's my view. Kind of hunkered down behind a bush to block the wind. So sorry if there's any wind noise. But anyway, that's my plan. I'm hoping to get to Truckee or Soda Springs. I think they're towns side by side or whatever. In a couple days. So. By the time you see this, I will have been there, hopefully downloading and recharging. So anyway, I'm doing good on my food supply, so I didn't have a box sent there or anything. So it'll just be a stop for recharging my batteries and getting some food in my belly. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I will hike on. Hawkeye out. Hawkeye here. I'm going to try something here, just to kind of give you an idea of what it's like to walk through or hike through some of the snowy parts. I'm going to try a little experiment with my pocket. Doesn't seem to be working all that great. Keep sliding down in. Hawkeye here. Yep, I just walked across that. Avalanche waiting to happen. Anyway, it's beautiful out here. Every time I get to a high point like this, I gotta do a little video. Nothing else, just to remind me. There's a trail, that's where I'm going. That's where I've been. Amazing.
As you can see, the snow gets pretty deep in up in the mountains, especially where it's shady. Some of these divots around the trees are way over my head, so 6-8 feet deep. As you can see, the trail goes across some of these snow, I call them snow rivers. Some of them are pretty tough to go across. You definitely need your trekking poles or ice axe ready, because you start going down one of these and you're gonna go for a ride. Usually jagged rocks at the bottom. See Lake Tahoe for quite a while, going on the Tahoe Rim Trail, which hooks up with the PCT, but it's really beautiful. I had to hike up a little detour area here. It goes up to one of the ski areas. This is I think Squaw Valley, I'm not sure, but this was quite the climb. At the very top is the is where I think it's a black diamond. Don't know that much about skiing, but I've seen some black diamonds. Had to hike up to it and then hike down.
Hawkeye here. It's about 9, I believe. I'm not sure. In the morning on Thursday. Been hiking since about 5:30. Been hiking through pretty much all this. No trail. I haven't seen a trail for a long time, probably since this morning when I started out, and about 15 or 20 feet of it. And snow. Been climbing. Went through a ski resort. You'll see some of the pictures I took there. Had some pretty hairy descents on a black diamond. Shoot, first time I've ever been on a black diamond. Well, it's the first time I've ever been on a ski resort, so I was making a black diamond. But anyway, I didn't have skis on, had my micro spikes on. But anyway, I'm about 10 miles from Truckee. No, I think it's about 11. Probably won't get there today. I've already put in, maybe 6 miles of of the snow stuff, and it just slows you down because you got to constantly look at your GPS and get back on track and up and down the drifts and whatnot. But anyway, depending on what the trail is like ahead, I've got a pretty big downhill to do right now, then another big uphill, and then another big downhill to Truckee. But like I said, it's 11 miles, and I might stop just short of that so I can get into somewhere. I don't need a resupply. I just need to buy a few things like some protein bars and stuff like that I've go through fast. Anyway, it's all good. I think the snow and stuff, it doesn't really bother me. I've had a few spills and whatnot. Legs are getting a little chewed up. But this one here was a bad post-holing incident. Swelled up pretty bad. I got a picture of it. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I've been thinking that all those years as a kid living across from McHenry Park, running through the timber and the gullies, I think that's what prepared me for this. It comes kind of natural to me. A lot of the people that aren't from a snowy area kind of get freaked out, but I've been walking on this white stuff for my whole life. So anyway, I'm having fun. I am by myself again, which is fine. I hope Smiles is good. I'll hear from him here pretty soon. He'll message me and let me know what's up. Anyway, just thought I'd give you an update. Hawkeye out. And just when I hop over a hill, going from pop over the hill and see that. If you look close, you can see the trail. It looks like I'm going to be on the side of the mountain that has very little snow. So I should be able to make some good time. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, prepping me for this, I mentioned McHenry Park. I forgot to mention that all those times hunting with my cousin Jeff, we were in some pretty gnarly stuff, so that probably helped a lot too. But we were pretty young and dumb back then, and in a little better shape. But I wanted to mention that too. So anyway, happy trails. Hawkeye out.
See a lot of these marmots on the trail. They're pretty cool. Some of them screech at you, high-pitched screeching sound, but most of them pretty used to hikers. Probably because hikers probably toss them a little protein bar here and there. But anyway, cute little things.
Hey, old Hawkeye here. Hey, I'm about 4.5 miles from Truckee. It's about 2 o'clock. There's a little ski resort type thing that has a restaurant and a place to put you up at night. I might stop there first and see what's up with that. But man, I just walked across this ridge, and I'll bet the wind is blowing at least 60 miles an hour. I'll show you. You can see the trees are blowing. I'm sitting behind some rocks here, out of the wind. This is the second ridge that I've walked with wind blowing me around. First one was pretty long. I would have showed it to you, but there's no way I was going to get my camera out with that kind of wind. Anyway, camera went gone for a minute. Anyway, I wanted to show you Clear over there. I can't zoom in when I have it as selfie mode, but it's an old friend of mine, Interstate 80. Yep, it runs right through Truckee. I'll be, evidently the trail goes in some drainage pipes underneath it, so we'll see. I'll probably get pictures of it. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Hawkeye out.
So this is where I ended up staying, Donner Ski Resort. I have a very nice restaurant. I think they give all the hikers get a free pint of beer, kind of just to draw them in. But they also have like a little hostel type area. There was only me and one other hiker there when I was there. But really nice place. Has a nice little restaurant, like I said, and a bar. So if you're in the area, stop by and say hi. So this is my Kennedy Meadows to Truckee video. Hope you enjoyed it. Really beautiful, beautiful scenery. Pictures don't do it justice, like everybody says. But I'll be leaving Donner Ski Resort, and that'll be my next video. So thanks for watching, and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done it. Appreciate it. Hawkeye out.